Good morning, YouTube. Well, I hope it ain't as foggy in the video as it looks like it is in my camera view. Which it is. It's a gloomy morning. Calling for rain or which I was hoping to be able to work on my car too. Got done not too long ago. We got some breakfast and went by the parts store and picked up some parts. One thing I needed was a oil dipstick tube because mine, when I bought it, I don't know if it was from transport or what, the pillow tube, the spot wells where it mounts to the motor broke. Not the first one I've had do that before, so that ain't nothing new. So I went by the parts store, picked it up. Got a few garments for some wiring. Unfortunately, they didn't have the big ones I need to actually run the wiring harness in from the outside to the inside. But that's no big deal. I can get some. They were actually a little shocked that they didn't have none because there was that part where there was. I had to get some boat so for my starter. The ones that goes on the other one, I believe is standard. I don't think those would work. It was old. I'm replacing pretty much every hardware I can with new hardware. So the boats for some I needed. She said these might end up being a little too long. It wouldn't be much too long if they are. If not, or if they are, then I can easily order some online. Oh, excuse me. This didn't really cost that much. And usually with boats, even if I get one and it end up being not for what I need, I never return them. I always keep them because I always will need them sooner or later. So if I don't use them on this, I guarantee you I'll use it on something else later on down the line. I try to always keep a few just in case. So I didn't mind getting them. If it didn't work, I can always use it on something else. I have to go to a hardware store though. And finally bought the boots that goes to or the nut that goes in the big boats that goes to the mountain hardwire with the motor mounts. So I can finally have that part finished. Been working on the wiring harness, got them on there. I didn't videotape it, I was going to. Couldn't use my phone because the battery was almost dead, so I had it on the charger. And I could have brought my camera out, but for some reason, let me adjust the camera, the dogs in the neighborhood were just barking like crazy. So that would have been all over the video. Because I haven't figured out how to edit the background noise out yet. Oh, skipped a gear by accident. Or didn't get it in before I started taking my foot off the clutch. I guess that's what I should say. But on the wiring, I got everything pretty much plugged up. So I can see how I need to clean it up, what can be shortened, what will need to be lengthened. And during this, I felt there were several wires that was on there that I didn't need. One was an AC, simple AC plug. So, because I'm not using the AC, I went ahead and removed that out of the wiring harness. There was a couple of grounds that went to nothing, so I was able to remove them because I'm going to fix one that just goes to a common ground that'll mount somewhere towards the back of the block. That way I can keep the wiring hidden as most as possible, or as best as possible. That's what I'm going to try to do, is rewire everything where it'll be, I realize I have my hat on sideways, where I can have it where it's more hidden, look neater and stuff. Let's see. There is, I think, 3 plugs, so I cannot figure out what they go to. The only thing that I can really figure out is these might be some plugs that goes to the transmission, although the diagram says this is the ones I needed for something else. And for some reason, these are the ones that my either the labels come up, or I had the ones that went to the transmission, I did not label none of those, because those I know was going to get removed. So it could be that there is, though, some of the sensors that the labels came off of, and I'm slowly had to figure out, but I can't seem to find where my crank position sensor is. I think I found it, but I'm not positive. I'm going to have to look and make sure. It does plug up, but it is such a tight fit the way the wiring harness originally factory was. It don't seem like that's where it would fit if everything was going, but it could. Some of the wiring does look kind of tangled up, and boy, it does look like a little bit of a mess. So I'm getting ready to actually unpin everything where I can really neaten everything up. And this is the reason why I put it on there, because I want to be able to do this one at a time, get it run the way I want it. Oh, the part store, I got thinking there is some wires I need. Well, come think of it, I need to find out what size wire, because there's one where it hooks to the alternator that goes straight to the battery. Need to find out what gauge that is, because it runs from the alternator to a junction box that hooks up to the battery. Well, the battery's in a different location. I'm not using that junction box, so I'm going to have to rewire that part to another section where it can go through a wiring harness and be hidden really good. So I know how I want to do that. I just got to make sure I get the right wire gauge, because the wires that I have, the extra wires, I don't think is big enough. I'll have to just look and see, and I want to make sure I got the right one. Definitely don't want to go undersized on that wire. Good tea. Let's see. Now I do have 2 sensors that are broke that I need to replace. One is the oil sensor, or oil pressure sensor for the LS motor that was found on it, and the other was the temperature sensor, which I'm trying to figure out if the temperature sensor is one. Do I need to put that one in there and a separate sensor for my gauge? Because one was saying that the PCM needs to read that one, and it won't work with my gauge, so I'm still trying to figure that out and figure out which one is the wiring on that, because this one, the ones that the wires has come off of, and the end of that part was already broke, so I don't know what the plug looks like. So I have to research that, see if it's something I need to hook up, or if it's, I'll see if maybe I can see some of the other YouTubers how they done it. I have seen somebody that's done it a little bit different. I know I've seen it before. I bought so many, I hadn't subscribed to them. I've just been getting ideas of how to do this. Mainly I go through the ones though that try to pay attention to the process they're doing when they're doing a really good budget build. And then the other ones I look at is the ones that you got the money, do it. And it's something that is more of what you can do as a budget, and then upgrade when you get the better more money. Well, I say budget for sure. Oh, it's a budget. I'm talking about low budget. Kills me is I have seen a few in there where they say they've done LS swap. I do an LS swap for $500. Then they spend $500 or more just for the motor. So I was like, well, you gotta add that price in too. So far, I think I'm around $800, and that which really $800 is what my budget was for the frame if I went on a 4x4. So 600 is what I got out, and I spent the other 200 just getting parts to put the motor, to move the motor. But I'm not including that in the build itself or the swap. It is a build because I'm having to redo the truck too. You're turning kind of close to my truck or my car. Let's see. Well, I guess I might be a little bit more than that, including the starter and heads that I've recently bought. So let me think. I bought $600 for the motor. It was almost $100 for the heads, $90 or something. So I'll go ahead and round it off to $100. So it was $40, rounded up. For the starter, let's see here. Tape, the sensors and everything else. I may have $70 in it. So yeah, I'd say I'm around $800, give or take. Am I done? No. There is still stuff that I need to get, still stuff that I'm trying to figure out if it's something I need or not. Cooling system, I'm still trying to decide the best way to do that one. I found someone that had a vehicle that was he was parting out, part of it was wrecked. I asked him about the radiator. He said it was good. They gave me a price. I haven't replied to them because pretty sure. Well, I checked on pull parts prices, and I can pretty much get the radiator and go ahead and get the fan, and I think it'd be like $13 more. So I think it'd be better to just go ahead and go to pull apart. Pull the parts I need off of it like that, and that way I'd have everything I need. Let's see. One thing about it is some of these garments, some I need, like the little BB small ones. I have plans for something. I'm thinking about putting the relays and everything inside the truck, the cab of the truck too. And I'm actually going to make a panel that'll melt underneath and put that where my relays for the fuel pump, fans, everything would go. So these small garments where I'd run some of the wiring through the metal, the bracket that I'd make, I could use those bigger ones though. I don't think they're even going to be big enough for some of the wiring I want to do. That would go from the outside to the inside. Unless I separate it, the only thing about it is this only has one of the bigger ones. I could separate it into two sections coming in, but I'll just have to wait and see. All the others though would be way too small for that or too big for other things, but garments is something that I needed for several other things. I've had to make some of my own before. Let's see. I'm just hoping these are going to end up being the right size threads. I'm not really worried about the length of the boats. If I get the thread, if nothing else, I can always go back and find some more, or I can order them online. I can use, if temporarily, I could just use a few washers to help it if it does work. I just have to wait for the starter, which starter, unfortunately, says it could come in as late as April the 4th, which is disappointing because that'd be after my 4 days after my, well, 3 days after my birthday. The headers says April the 2nd. Or it could be the other way around. But I'm pretty sure it's the headers that said April the 2nd. Now, that's another thing that's weird. I was thinking both these parts when I ordered them, the headers and the starters, came from California. I swore when I looked at it. Well, somehow I got messed up. I guess I was looking at other items that was coming from California. The headers says multiple locations in the United States. It just so happens this one is coming from New Jersey, which is, since it's I live on the East Coast, that's the reason I guess the order went to the East Coast. It's just far north. So, I don't know. I ain't got parts from New York or New Jersey too many times, so I don't know how fast they'd send it. Plus, this is a bigger package than what most of the stuff I'd get. The headers, well, the headers is coming up. The starter though is coming from California, and I like it that it does got that long time because it's like my dipstick for my transmission said fast and free, came from around the same location. It's a different store though. That said it was going to come in a certain time, which of course they shipped it late and stuff like that. This one at least didn't say, yeah, we can get it to you this quick and then wait, which they actually they shipped, both of them shipped it out the time they said, which is a day after receiving payment. So they actually got it sent out at time, so I know I'm going to get it on at least or before the due date. I know for a fact on those. So then when they go by past that point, that's when, may or may not, when they say they're coming from California though and getting there in 2 or 3 days and sending it 2 or 3 days late, you know it's not going to come in time. Anyway, I'm at home. Hopefully I can get some stuff done. They're calling for rain. It was raining a little bit, and then it started clearing up as I was leaving the hardware store, and then when I was getting done eating, it's clouding up again. Luckily it's not raining, so hopefully I can get some parts. I may or may not get any videos done during that. I don't know. If I do, you'll see them. I may use my phone to do the video recording because I don't want to get my video camera out in this because I don't know how good it does in weather. My phone, I do have it a little bit protected, but it's not water resistant or waterproof, obviously. But until then, I'll see y'all in the next video. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.